Hello everybody and welcome to Bull Technology. Fallout 4 was released over 7 years ago and is easily one of my favorite games of all time. As a matter of fact, I have almost 300 hours of recorded gameplay on Steam for Fallout 4. But how has this game aged, and is it still worth playing today? Let's find out. Fallout 4 is a post-apocalyptic survival role-playing game developed by Bethesda and released in 2015. It is the fourth game in the Fallout franchise, but no knowledge of the previous games are required to play and enjoy Fallout 4. Fallout 4 is available for the PlayStation 4 and 5 consoles, the Xbox One and Series consoles, and Windows 10. FO4 currently retails for $19.99 on most platforms. Fallout 4 begins with a short intro video, and then it's on to character creation. It's very easy to create a character that looks almost any way you wish, though the UI is definitely a bit quirky. After you've sculpted the character of your choice, you then briefly spend some time in pre-war Fallout, and this is when you assign your given starting perk points, but more on that later. Suddenly, the bombs fall, and you and your family head to a nearby vault for shelter. Upon entering the vault, you are cryogenically frozen, and several hundred years pass. After awakening and leaving the vault, you are given the liberty to explore and conquer the apocalyptic wasteland. And this brings me to Fallout 4's map. Fallout 4 is set in apocalyptic Boston, and man, the world is absolutely incredible. It's a relatively small map, but it's also incredibly dense. Almost everywhere you walk is littered with things to do. Speaking of things to do, the in-game creatures are excellent. Raiders, super mutants, scavengers, mutated insects, robots, and ghouls occupy much of the nuclear wasteland, and it'll be your job to defeat them. It will also be your job to complete quests and storylines, and thankfully there are endless quests to complete. Like most Bethesda games, there are tons of side quests to complete, as well as the main story quest and various other faction storylines. This is one of my main criticisms of Fallout 4. Many of the quests and storylines lack depth and creativity, and possibly the worst offender is the main storyline, which is often lacking in any real continuity from quest to quest. Another complaint I have with Fallout 4 is the conversation and dialogue system. While interacting with NPCs, you are only ever given 4 dialogue responses, and most of the time, these options are very shallow and, again, lacking in any depth. All dialogue is also 100% voice narrated, which rubs me the wrong way. A dialogue system similar to Skyrim would have been a much better system, in my opinion. Speaking of NPCs, the array of friendly characters in Fallout 4 is fantastic. Also fantastic are the companion options in Fallout 4. Unlike former Fallout games, 4 allows for the player to develop relationships with your companions, and there are an array of awesome companion-specific quests available. And when your companions aren't with you, you'll want to build a base where they can stay. Yes, that's right. Base building is a huge aspect of Fallout 4, and it's something that I've spent dozens of hours doing. In certain locations on the map, you'll be permitted to build a settlement. In these settlement locations, you can start whole towns, build bases for yourself, or create trading hubs. And almost everything in a settlement location can be scrapped and built on. Building in Fallout 4 is an incredible addition to the game, however, there are quite a few issues with the settlement building functionality. For starters, the build limit in settlements is annoying. I've had several settlements where I couldn't build any more even though I had available space, and this is just limiting. I also find it annoying that not all things are scrappable. Why can't I remove the piles of rubble inside existing structures, for example? All things considered, though, the building system is pretty good for what it is. What's more than pretty good, though, is the looting, scrapping, and upgrading functionality in Fallout 4. While you're out exploring, a variety of junk items can be collected and then broken down later for parts. You'll need these parts and components to not only construct items in your base, but also upgrade your weapons and armor. Almost all weapons and armor can be upgraded in Fallout 4, and there are endless upgrades that can be applied. Want higher storage capacity? Add pockets to your armor. Want your pistol to do more damage? Add a better receiver. This level of customization is excellent, and it allows for hours of additional gameplay. Something else that allows for hours of additional gameplay is the leveling and perk system in Fallout 4. Every time you level up, you'll have the ability to assign a new perk point, and these can be spent on any number of skills. Want to get better at hacking? Simply put a perk point in hacking. Running low on cash? Put a perk point in the cap collector perk. It's that simple. While I do love the level of customization and specialization, the perk system can at times be overwhelming and is definitely a little disorganized. There's also no level cap in Fallout 4, meaning that eventually you'll unlock everything. Finally, we'll discuss the game's graphics and music, and even though the game is 7 years old, it still looks pretty good. It's not cutting edge or even beautiful, but the atmospheric lighting and decent graphics still look pretty good today, though the PC version of the game does suffer from many frame rate issues. When it comes to Fallout 4's music, it's absolutely superb. It's fitting for a post-apocalyptic game, and I have no complaints about the audio in Fallout 4. There are many things that I have left out of this review, but let me finish with this. There's a reason why I've sunk almost 300 hours into this game. The level of things to do and the incredible replayability and customization makes this game endless fun. Do I have issues with the game? Of course, but overall, it's an incredible amount of entertainment for the price. So if you haven't played Fallout 4 or any of the other Fallout games for that matter, definitely consider picking up Fallout 4. So be sure to leave a like, a comment, and definitely subscribe. And thank you all for watching.